Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Club Grayskull Filmation style Evil-Lyn from Mattel. That's right, we are continuing on with the Filmation lineup from Mattel, giving us some of those awesome classic characters done for the first time as they appeared in the original cartoon series. So as you can see, Evil-Lyn here comes in that same style Castle Grayskull box with the little slip cover that fully hides that figure. We can see it's got a really great theme, looks like Castle Grayskull all around the box, exactly what we've seen with all of those other Filmation figures in this line so far. So we remove the slip cover, and that presents us with our packaging within. So you can see now, underneath that slip cover, we've got ourselves a really nice window box, where the jaw bridge of Castle Grayskull looks as though it's open, revealing the figure within, as well as her accessories, interchangeable head there. So really nice packaging. I actually love the design of these Filmation figure boxes so much. Just really fun and really different this year, and I think that's really, really great. You can see, of course, the top of the box does have windows in the eyes and nose of Grayskull, and again, a little window on the sides of the towers there, which is actually really cool. I just love the overall design of this. The back of that box gives us a really nice animated illustration of Evil-Lyn that looks like she did in the original cartoon series, and then of course we've got a brief description of the toy line down below that. So let's go ahead and get Evil-Lyn removed from this package and take a closer look at the figure. Alright, so now that we've got Evil-Lyn outside of the packaging, let's go ahead and take a closer look at her. I of course want to start by talking about the sculpt and design of this figure. Now, the Horsemen have done a pretty great job with the Filmation line so far, in my opinion. They really seem to do a good job of bringing that animated style into a 3D action figure. And the sculpt, the underlying sculpt here of Evil-Lyn seems to be pretty good. I actually like the larger eyes, you got the pronounced cheekbones. She does a good job of capturing the look of Evil-Lyn from the cartoon series. The big issue with this particular figure is in the paint job. It's just really sloppy all the way down, and I'm going to show you as we kind of move down. Now, first, I do want to say I got lucky with mine because the eyes are painted straight. I've seen a lot of folks already who've been showing pictures of their Evil-Lyns with the wonky eyes, and that is a huge bummer. So I was thankful, at least, that the eyes were painted straight on mine. But I want to show you that there's a lot of places on here where you can see the paint is just really sloppy. It's almost like they just didn't color in the lines very good. That's what this whole thing reminds me of. You can see we got some purple kind of on the helmet there. Look at the line work, the paint on the bodice here. Look at how kind of sloppy the blue is on the collar. You can see how it's just not straight there. And then, of course, all along the designs on the front here, it's just not done well. You can see lots of purple bleeding over, the blue just not filling in the lines all the way, and the paint just looks like it's kind of slopped on there too. It's not clean. It's just real globby looking, and just all the way around I feel like it's not a very good paint job. Also, I don't know if it's coming across really well on camera, but the head, and this goes for both head sculpts, the skin tone is definitely a darker color than the rest of the body. It really stands out under my studio lights. I can definitely see it in person. It stands out enough to where it is noticeable. So yeah, the paint deco is the biggest bummer here. Otherwise, I think the sculpt itself is very nice. I just wish that paint was a little more crisp and clean. Now, she is wearing a large black cape, and this is another thing I'm going to nitpick. The cape is non-removable. It is attached to the collar there, which is all sculpted on or glued onto the upper body there. So you can see that the cape, while it is flexible, it's made of that softer pliable plastic, we cannot remove it from the figure. It's always there, and it is kind of large. It's in that big kind of flowing motion there. So otherwise, she looks okay. It's a little plain. She's got that very bright animated look. But yeah, the paint deco, just not as clean as I'd like it to be. But let's go ahead and move on and talk about articulation, because the articulation, I will say, is very nice on this one. Of course, the head is ball jointed like always, so you can roll that all the way around for a great range of motion. You got the ball joints at the shoulders, so the arms can move up, down, forwards, and backwards. We've got the swivels at the bicep, the standard joint at the elbow. We've got swivels in the wrists, and we've got those nice hinges at the wrist. So that is very nice. And of course, she's got a nice new open palm there for the spell casting hand, and it's made of a nice sturdy plastic. It's not too gummy. dummy like we've seen on some of the open hands in the past, so that is very nice. We can swivel her at the waist, so that is very good. We've got those hinge joints at the thighs, so legs can go outwards, forwards, and backwards. They can kind of swivel. The lower portion of her outfit does hinder that movement just a bit. You can see it's a little hard to swivel the legs. They also don't close together any further than this because of how stiff this piece is here. We got a single joint at the knee. We got boot swivels, which is really nice. And we've got really great ankle joints because not only can we move it forwards and backwards, but look at that. We've got that really nice ankle pivot. Much nicer done on Evil-Lyn here than what we saw with He-Man. So, really nice articulation. I like that. You should be able to get some pretty good poses out of her. The spell-casting hand is always a really nice touch with characters like Evil-Lyn. So, I definitely appreciate that. So let's bring it back to that interchangeable head I briefly showed you. Of course, just like we've seen in the past, it's very easy to pop the head off the ball joint. We can pop the new head on in its place. This, of course, depicts Evil-Lyn as we saw her in an episode of the Filmation cartoon series with the helmet removed, the short white hair. She's also got a bit more of a friendly look on her face here. You can see she's kind of got her lips puckered, a little bit of a smirk, eyebrows raised. It just looks a little nicer than the other head. Alright, in addition to that interchangeable head, she comes with two accessories. First of all, we've got her little wand. Of course, Evil-Lyn would not be Evil-Lyn without her wand. It's the nice short wand as it appeared in the series. Her right hand is the gripping hand. It's a bit loose. She doesn't get quite as tight of a grip as I'd like, but she can at least hold on to it, so that's nice. It doesn't really bobble around. I have a minor nitpick with this. The orb is black on the toy. It's kind of like a gloss black, you can see, but it should be more of like a lighter colored blue. That's the way it appeared in the cartoon series. So I'm not sure why they decided to go with that black color, but otherwise, still a nice accessory. I'm glad she comes with it. The second accessory is an episode-specific accessory, and I really like this. This is the Cordite Crystal, and I'm really happy with the way this was done because we got the nice kind of chunk of rock down here, and then all of the crystal shards are a nice translucent pink. It looks really, really cool. This is a great accessory, and on top of that, the Horsemen were good enough to know ahead of time to sculpt this molded for her hand. They're always really great about that. I love that. So look at that. You can flip her hand over. It fits perfectly in the fingers there. So you can get that positioned just like so. And now you can pose her holding on to the Cordite Crystal, projecting some spells. It's just a really, really great additional accessory that I am so glad was included. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Let's go ahead and stand Evil-Lyn alongside the two other versions we got in the Masters of the Universe Classics line, being the yellow skin version based on the classic toy, and Battleground, which is more that 2000X variant. That way you can kind of see the difference between them. I also have the unhelmeted head on the 2000X style Evil-Lyn there, but that way you can kind of see how all the sculpts differ between these three figures. So there you guys go. There is a look at the new Filmation style Evil-Lyn action figure, part of the Club Gray Skull subscription. We're really rounding out that Filmation lineup for 2016. She does look pretty great when you pair her with the other villains. We get a lot of villains in this Filmation line. So now we got Skeletor and Evil-Lyn and Beastman and Trapjaw to all stand together. They do look pretty great. And like I said, overall, I feel like this is a nice figure. There's a nice figure underneath that sloppy paint. I just wish the paint was a little more clean. That's my biggest gripe with this particular figure. Now, Evil-Lyn did go on sale in October. She shipped late. That's why I just got mine. And she has sold out at this point. So if you want to pick her up, you're going to have to find somewhere selling her on the secondhand market. Happy hunting, my friends! And hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, then why not hit that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on one of my Masters of the Universe reviews. Until next time, my friends!